to Spicy Boi Thursday. Sorry, we're a little energetic. It's spicy this week. Playoffs are starting. We have great guests coming in. I'm sure you already knew from my pre-show earlier in the week that I said we had a big trifecta coming in if one of them could pull out a dub this week, and they did. The Frogs win. The big three are in the playoffs. They're coming in later. Segment two. Lots of funny moments ahead of us. I'm just glad you guys could all be here listening in to this wonderful Spicy Boi Thursday. I'm your host, man of the hour, Big D, double down bet master Don. All right, that's who I am. Who are you? At me at official DGFL on Twitter. Tell me how you are. Give me a hashtag Spicy Boi Thursday. If you're eating anything spicy, if you're walking your dog, if you're if you max reps push-ups, send me something. Let me know you're alive. Let me know you're well. Let me know things are going good. Spicy Boi Thursday. It's officially a week after Thanksgiving. My gut is still inflated to the max. All right. Anyways, appreciate you all letting me penetrate your ear holes on this wonderful Sunday. It's beautiful Sunday morning. It's freezing cold. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I just got some cardio in on that new Peloton. Hashtag not sponsored. All right. Boy, B in the B, boys in the back. They always let me know they love me. All right. Anyways, we are this first segment. It's kind of a strange one. Usually on Spicy Boi Thursday, you guys are accustomed to me having a guest in, giving us their hot takes, who they're gonna slam this week. You know, I'm taking credit. I could have called Roger Goodell, had him do this Wednesday matchup earlier. I could have done it. Of course, I'm pulling the strings. I'm the puppet master here. All right, Dirty Slam runs everything, but alas, I forgot. Wednesday matchup is weird. Couldn't have enough time to get some feedback questions for the guest we had planned. We're pushing him to next week. He's stoked. He has he has some sweet anecdotes from his playoff experience. He'll be on Overreaction Tuesday next week. We're excited to talk to him. Sorry, couldn't get him on this week. It's all right. We'll push him back. Anyways, just want to go over the Week 12 spreads and line. Usually this is on Overreaction Tuesday, but since the Wednesday, of course, we're going to have to do it now. Every single favorite won this week except for the Bods and the Cheese Boards. The Jollers and Weenie Wolves ended up covering there. In terms of the favorites, it was the Mafiosos, Turtles, Peacocks, and Swines. They all covered pretty handedly. Most of those hit the over except for the Veggies game. That was the under, and then of course the Bods and Cheese Boards were the under as well. So many green. Like to shout out Griffin Hicks, hit every single spread this week. Andrew Brandon only missed one spread. Josh, he only missed one. It just wonderful week. We're taking all their money. At this point, why do they even have money? Let's take it all. Give it to the poor. Robin Hood it away. It's no reason for them to be winning anymore. You guys have me. The slam of the week's always hitting, of course. Mafioso's slam hit this week. The Swines Frog was the matchup of the week. Frogs could not pull it out. They couldn't even cover. So poor line maker matchup of the week ended up not being that good. Upset of the week, Jollers over the Bods. Not an upset at all. Bods ended up winning, but I heard that the Jollers only covered by like 1.5 points or something like that. Narrowest cover of the year. Congratulations, Jollers. You covered, but you didn't make the playoffs, buddy. Sorry. Anyways, Dirty Slam, Mafioso's covered, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Dirty Sneak, Bod's not covering. That also hit. The Slam and the Sneak hit. If you're not listening, what are you doing? We have great overreactions. The Bods a few weeks ago, are they dead? Last week, Are the Turtles dead? This week, are the Mafiosos dead? Are any of those teams dead in the playoffs? Who cares? Overreactions, they happen. You know what? But we're here to make the money. If you're not betting the slam of the week, why are you even listening? Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. We're looking into next week. There's only 4 matchups. Swines at Mafiosos. Actually, it's a home game. I mean, Mafiosos at Swines. Home game for the Swines. Frogs at the Peacocks. Home game for the Cocks. Jollers, Cheese Boards, and Duckies, Wolves in the lower bracket. All right. As of right now, the lines makers got in early. They put them out there. We already have some bets on the line, but likely this will be changing as the weekend progresses because they really did these quick. As of right now, it can change up until Sunday because there's no Thursday game. Anyways, as of right now, it's the Swines favorite against the Mafiosos at a 3.5, really small on 260 over under. That's enormous. They think this one's might be the highest scoring game of the first round, maybe even the playoffs. We'll see. Peacocks are the favorites, 20.5 on a 250. That'll be a pretty good game. Peacocks have been on a slow streak until this week, where they pumped up about 150. Peacocks might be rocking and rolling into the playoffs. That's why this spread is so high, 250. They're assuming that. Jollers only 6.5 over the Cheese Boards on 190, and Duckies 19.5 on 200 over the Weenie Wolves. Disrespect on the Weenies. They've hit 100 maybe 3 straight weeks or something. I can go check that on you. Boys in the back usually doing this, but they're eating some Arby's breakfast biscuits right now. I can't interrupt them now. Yeah, so Weenie Wolves did not hit 100 last week. So maybe they're assuming the weenies, the weenie wheels have kind of run off the course. But I think the weenies might be a pretty good sneak here. Anyways, Spicy Boi Thursday. What other way to do it than offer our slam of the week? Now, this may come as a surprise to everybody out there, but the slam of the week is the Frogs covering. I think they can easily hit 20.5 right now. I mean, the Peacocks, even if they go for 140, I don't see a problem with the Frogs hitting 120. I don't see a problem with the Frogs hitting. I think 120 might be pushing it. That's usually their high. Eckler's back though; they could be popping off. I really do think that the Frogs have a really good chance of covering this week. I'm slamming them. Shouldn't be an issue. I also really like the Mafiosos. It's really that 3.5 it's basically a bait and saying who do you think's going to win, because like 3.5, sure, it could be that close and the Mafiosos could cover and lose, but that's not going to happen. It's either Mafiosos win or the Swines win, and that's how it'll cover. Do you think the Mafiosos can pull it out, because they're assuming this is going to be like a 133 to 127 kind of matchup, and DJ Moore's out for them. We talked about it earlier this week. They're gonna have to have another man step up, taking that role. And I don't think that will be an issue. I think the Mafiosos could cover, but that's not the slam. The slam is the Frogs. All right. I think they can easily cover against the Peacocks. We'll see how that one turns out. The sneak. The sneak. I think we're sneaking the Weenie Wolves in here. I think they'd sneakily cover against 19.5. We'll see. And not much to talk about in that matchup. Obviously, not much to talk about in general in terms of the bets, because these are, imagine this would be the initial bets on Tuesday. Everybody knows they're going to change 2 times minimum before the first game hits. So I would not expect these to be nearly what they should be by the time Sunday rolls around. I think that the Swines gap might grow come Sunday because I think their projections on sleeper are really diminished. Like I think the Swines have the better players right now in talent, and I think that spread will grow. I think the over under will stay at 260 probably. I think Peacock's Frogs might shrink, probably make it harder for the Frogs to cover. We'll see on that one though. I'm not the lines makers. I don't know what they're thinking. I think they're really overestimating the Peacocks and underestimating the Frogs, especially after what we saw last week. And the Frogs did pretty well against the Swines. And anyways, cheese boards, jollers. I wouldn't be surprised if that spread stayed the same and the over under maybe fiddled around. That matchup looks to me really hard to bet on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm staying away from that in terms of slamming it because that's a toss up. I don't know if I'm winning money there. I don't know if I'm losing money. Anyways, Duckies, Wolves. I mean, Duckies obviously have more talent. I mean, who do you see on the Wolves that is really going to give them a week? You know, Deshaun and Amari. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually swang more in favor of the Duckies. I don't know. They never hit their projections though. It's a problem. Anyways, my Spicy Boi Thursday take. We're gonna have the Mafiosos covering on the over of 260. I think I'm gonna have the Peacocks. Nah, I lied. I'm having the Frogs cover on the under of 250. I'll probably have the cheese boards cover on the under of 190, and I'll take the Wolves, the Wayne Wolves covering on under 200. So one over, probably three unders as of right now. I wouldn't look too much into these matchups yet. I would wait at least until Saturday or Sunday. It's playoff week though. Trade deadline's already passed. Not many moves, not many shakes. Obviously, Schefter on Twitter is letting y'all know. Anyways, I'm stoked for the content we have coming up next. It's Spicy Boi Thursday. It's really off the cuff, honestly. You know, we show up, we have a good time. You know, I had a protein bar this morning. I had some Fruit Loops, dry Fruit Loops. Of course, I was travel pack loops, those TLs, travel loops. Anyways, traveling loops. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know the last time I've ever had this much content ahead of me. And you know what? I thought it would be a shame if I created questions, in the past. If I created a guideline, an outline, because that's just doing the big three no justice. As Aristotle once said, the big three brings the content wherever they go. From Jack Mitchell's wonderful overreactions and blatant disrespect towards commissioners and rivals alike, to Peyton's his stoicism and just sheer high road mentality, all the way to Reed and his just glorious passion for the game, his passion and tone, his toneness is unrivaled. Anyways, if I could give him a name, it'd probably be the Turtles. Obviously they're the titties. The Frogs are the tone, and the Swines are the Swines are the time. I don't know. Anyways, titty tone time. I'm really pumped to be getting these guys in here. Obviously, they all hail from the great metropolitan city. I'm just waiting for them to join. There's some technical difficulties. We got two of them in here. I'm gonna usher them in. Sorry, no jump cut this week. We're trying new things. Spicy Boy Thursday. We're trying new things. Sorry if this first segment went way too long. It wasn't supposed to be this long. They told me 10. It is now 10 minutes after 10. So we'll be ushering them in here shortly. All right. Anyways, frogs, turtles, swines. Only 2 of them are on the docket. They're joining in here. We'll see who the slacker is in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and admit them. All right. They're gonna be trickling in here shortly. Okay, connecting to the audio. One of them is named iPhone, of course. The other one is Rhea. Oh, there we go. We got one. Owner of the Frogs, the only one who showed up on time this week. I would ask that Reed you, or I guess that's Peyton. If you could.
Can I leave? Do I need to leave?
Yep. Yeah, probably. It's a little echoey. Anyways, we're waiting on Jack still. I don't know what's going on with Jack.
I don't know. Unreliable.
Anyways, great content ahead of us. We got the big 3. One of them's chilling in his room. The other one's on the road because he's always busy. I was just doing the intro, looking at the spreads and lines for this upcoming week. I just wanted to say, do either of you, obviously Peyton doesn't know anything about the spreads and the lines. Do either of you,
right.
I guess I'll ask this for Reed. Do you feel more confident in the Frogs covering against the Peacocks or the Swines covering against the Mafiosos?
If I was an impartial party, I might feel differently. But as the owner of the Frogs, I'm going to have to say I feel more confident about the Frogs covering. We had a good week last week. Really proud of the guys. Put up over 100 points. Solid week. I like the Frogs this week.
Okay. That's good.
As far as covering goes, I like the weighted blanket. It makes me feel hugged. Those are my favorite covers. Thank you for asking.
What does it even mean? Okay. Anyways, I got a weighted blanket in the back. I love those guys too. How much do you have one, Peyton?
What's that? A weighted blanket?
Yeah.
I do. I love it. 20 pounds.
Yeah, 20 pounds. It's good. Good weight. Okay.
I feel like any more would just be, too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's the perfect weight. It's like you're saying, it feels like you're getting hugged. Cool. Well, I was just, I have you on here. Big 3 content writes itself. So
Sure.
I think everybody's wondering, Jack Mitchell, he's the one who wanted to be on the show the most. He's not here. What what do you say to the man?
My suspicions, Mr. Podcast Director, is he's still asleep right now. I've been up since 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah?
For this moment. And he doesn't even have the courtesy to get out of bed.
Can't believe him.
10 o'clock. Successful people don't sleep till 10, all right? You heard it here first.
They don't.
Yeah, definitely not. Successful people sleep till 9:55 and then wake up for the podcast. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you're meeting the bracket of single-digit wake-up time in the leftmost number category. That's how I like to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're up and ready for the daggum podcast.
59 is acceptable.
Yeah. Well, boys in the bag, they're giving the man a ring. Hopefully he can join up. If not, I don't know what we'll do. You guys are busy the rest of the day. Maybe it's just another rivalry week showdown.
Rivalry.
I was speaking to my rival earlier, and if we both somehow lose, which I don't see that happening for the
seems
Swine,
pretty unlikely to me.
We would have a nice little third matchup in the 4th and 5th place bracket, or whatever that game.
Game. Also, a much more realistic option is if we both win twice, we would have a third matchup.
Yes.
Championship game.
I was gonna get to that one. I like to hold for the safer option to put last.
That's fair. It's probably smart.
Anyways, all right. The playoffs have been set. Peyton, I'll ask this one to you. You are you've been put on the, some would say, the harder side of the bracket, going against the Mafiosos and then the regular season champs, the Rods Bods. how do you feel about everybody thinking the deck's stacked against you? We had earlier in the week somebody saying that the Swines were honestly the team to beat going into the playoffs.
I'd like to meet that person.
Well, it was I don't know, somebody on Twitter. I forget their handle. Anyway,
I remember their handle. I like the tweet. Let me tell you this. What else is new? All right. The Swines, they're always gonna have something against them, and I can't choose where we go. I won the amount of games I did, so I'm gonna take my place in the playoffs, and we're gonna start the players that need to be started. And if we win the game, we win the game. If we lose the game, it was probably rigged against me. So, we'll just see what happens. It's a short week. I was checking the schedule today. There's no Thursday games. Thank God. I wouldn't have been able to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
But come Sunday, hopefully my players be ready to go. I know we got a pretty early, heavy game.
Yeah.
I was looking at my opponent, Matt Don. He's got some Chiefs in there, and that's going to be the Sunday night game. So I'll be biting my fingernails a little bit throughout Sunday, waiting for Pat Mahomes and Carlos Hilaire, whatever his name is, Edwards Hilaire, something like that. It's a crazy name. But hopefully the Swines can, playoff magic. It happened last year. Why not this year?
Yeah. Follow-up question. In regards to your own team, we were talking about it earlier in the week on Overreaction Tuesday. Part of the reason you're the team to beat is because your players have such a good playoff schedule. Derrick Henry has the 3 worst rushing defenses after this week. So if you can win this week, some would say this is probably your hardest matchup, because after that, Derrick Henry's getting you 35 a week, honestly. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, obviously. So I think might be the tallest task, unless the Mafiosos can't step up to man week. They're gonna have a guy fill in for DJ Moore. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, Frogs, you got the Peacocks who just lit up the board for 150 last week. Are you nervous about the Peacocks at all?
I don't know how many people remember this, but the Peacocks are actually the team that eliminated the Frogs last year in the playoffs. So the boys in the locker room are definitely looking at this as a redemption opportunity. And I think the Peacocks are a beatable team if we play the level of football the Frogs are capable of playing. We got all our boys back. We got no injuries. Fortunately, we got Rob Gronkowski on bye. But we picked up former Swine Tyler Eifert to fill his
Hey, he's
hole.
a good one, all right?
Yeah, we're going to treat him well, so we're excited about that. But
so
I think
have
the Frogs
no tight
have
end.
a chance. I have Tyler Eifert. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's going to get you like 1 catch.
He's projected 7, so let's stick to that.
Okay.
Is Gronkowski on bye?
Yeah, he's on bye.
Start Jay Sternberger. Come on.
Yeah, Jay Sternberger.
Jay Sternberger is still in the youth academy, so still
tough.
developing his way up to the first team.
Mm-hmm.
But then if we beat the Peacocks, we pull off the upset there, which I think is possible even without Rob Gronkowski. Then you get to Jack the Turtles, and then obviously that's a rollover win, and then you're in the championship. So I see a definite path for the Frogs to win it all. Because then we get there, we play the Swines. We all know what happens when the Frogs play the Swines. So.
I mean, looking at week 14, obviously there might be some weird things on like Jack's team. He might be starting weird people in week 14, but it only says he's projected 107 that week. So I mean, like if you get to play Jack, I mean, Lamar COVID, Mark Andrews COVID. We all see what happened to Cam Newton when he got COVID. So, I'm feeling great if I get to that game.
I mean, Jack in the playoffs is nothing to fear. That's for sure.
I almost think Jack is just such a non-factor in the playoffs. I kind of just forget he's there.
Almost like I forget he was supposed to be on this podcast.
I honestly just, it blows my mind to think that people consider himself, because he's the only one thinking it, a danger in the playoffs. He's just not. He's going to lose next week, without a doubt. That's a Swine stamp of approval. Boom.
Whoa, Swine stamp of approval.
We have our first Swine stamp of approval.
Never seen that before.
In his first game of the playoffs.
Anyways, I mean, the playoffs is big. You guys are all in the playoffs, but we gotta focus on the toilet bowl a little. Who is your favorite in the toilet bowl? The teams that get a bye are the Pillows and the Bears. The Pillows are projected 50 in their bye, and the Bears are projected 64 in their bye.
Just for clarification, the teams that lose advance in the toilet bowl, right?
No, I think if you win, you advance.
Oh, you have to win to advance?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
you
crazy. That'd be pretty funny if it was lost.
Let me think. I do like the cheese boards in the toilet bowl.
I like the cheese boards, but I'm gonna take my boys, the Pillas. They had it rough this year, and I feel like I don't even know who they have on the team at this point. I was gonna say Joe Burrow, but he's injured, so maybe I'm just talking out of my butt.
I think they have Rojo. I think that's it.
Yeah, if you want to trade for him, I hear he's available. Actually,
Yeah, I hear Rojo's available, just through the wall, of course.
Fourth top rusher in the league, actually.
Oh, wow.
It makes me a little sad to at the beginning of the year, me and the Pillas and the Bears formed a little bit of an alliance. We called ourselves the Lovable Losers. And here I am sitting up in the playoffs, and there they are with a bye in the toilet bowl. It makes me a little sad to see how far I've gone from my roots.
Looks like you were a bit of an anomaly there.
I guess my team is just too good to be held down like that. I don't know.
Well, you know what? We had content on earlier the week. The Pillows, leader of the Pillows. He was saying that he was disappointed in you because if you had ended up keeping Kelsey and Thielen, he said, quote, if he kept Kelsey and Thielen, he would be the best team in the league. Frogs, what do you have to say to that?
Hindsight is 2020, and I think that's not the worst opinion in the world. But we did what we did, and we're ready for next year when we're going to get 4 top players, including Kellen Mond.
Kyle Pitts, going to the Frogs.
Ooh, yeah, Kyle Pitts, yeah. Let's just throw this one out there. If you have any sense of compassion, you're going to leave Kyle Pitts for me to pick with Jack's first-round pick. So,
if Jack was here to defend himself, which he isn't, he'd be screaming.
Podcast listeners, please leave Kyle Pitts. It would make such a good story. Thank you.
We're looking at the analytics from this last podcast. There was 16 views. Only 12 players in the league. That means there might have been some external listeners this week.
We're gathering.
Or people were listening to it twice. Which that'd be awesome as well. Hearing my voice twice. Anyways, leave Kyle Pitts for the Frogs pick. That is Jack's pick, not the Frogs pick, but Jack's pick. That is the Frogs pick.
Yeah, I'm not taking him with any other picks that aren't Jack's specific pick that Jack could have used on Kyle Pitts.
Now, I will say some of the Frogs fan base, they're lighting Frogs jerseys on fire because you didn't end up shipping any of those picks off for players to make a playoff run. How would you react to that?
We tested the market a little bit. We asked around what kind of values people were asking for on their players. Specifically, we looked at Stephon Diggs for a little while, and the Duckies just don't know how to trade reasonably. So we didn't end up doing that. We talked around to some other people. We talked about Tyreek Hill for a little while. But obviously that didn't happen.
Was that before the 50-pointer? Was that before the 50 or after the 50?
It was before the 50. It was actually 2 days before it. But ultimately, the price tag was just too high on all of the players that could have added to our playoff run this year. And I think I'd rather save those assets to pick people like Kyle Pitts, Kellen Mond. And yeah, I think our guys are good enough to get it done this year. And I think with Eckler coming back and Lazard coming back, I like the boys this year.
For sure, especially when Eckler's getting 15 targets a game. That's he could be a game breaker every week if Kyler Murray figures out what's going on with his shoulder. He could be a game breaker. Eckler, Metcalf, and Murray could honestly win you a few of these weeks.
Yeah, I mean, to be candid with you here, I'm a little Kyler Murray is stressing me out a little bit.
Oh no!
Guy shows up on the injury report again this week. Puts up 7 last week with 18 the week before. That's not Kyler Murray football. It's time for Kyler to be the king frog that he is and carry the boys.
He needs to hand the ball to Kenyon Drake. That's what he's been doing, and we like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Swines want Kenyon on the ball, but hey, Swines, how would you react to somebody having QB troubles? Is that something that you can relate to?
It's something I scoff at, and I try to have sympathy for those with QB troubles, but it's obviously not something I can share in because obviously Aaron Rodgers, Drew Lock, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, we just are elite.
PJ Walker's not even a starter.
He's elite though, and you know it. Okay.
Okay.
And it all boils back down to that word, that moxie. My boy's got moxie. I watched a movie last night with one of Aaron Rodgers' ex-girlfriends, and boy, you got to have moxie to get that girl. So he's got moxie.
Who was it? What's the movie?
It was that Office Christmas Party movie. I don't know. It was with Jason Bateman and that one dude. I don't know. Didn't know the name, but I watched it.
That might be my favorite actor of all time is that one dude.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Anyways, Aaron Rodgers, he's been spinning the rock. I don't know who the boys in the back did the research. Aaron Rodgers playing against Philly. Are you nervous that one of the better QBs fantasy-wise just played Philly and had a pretty terrible day on Monday night in Russell Wilson? Are you nervous that might happen to A-Rod?
Again, I don't like to get nervous about the things that I can't control. So, Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and play his game, and I believe that his game might just be a little bit more elevated than Russell Wilson, just because he's more of a pocket passer and less mobile. Maybe that'll complement.
Are you telling me that Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Some would agree.
I don't like Russell Wilson. Well, I do. I do like
So
Russell
let me ask
Wilson,
you
but
something.
obviously I think Aaron Rodgers is a lot better because he's Aaron Rodgers.
So let me ask you something.
When I watch Russell Wilson, I don't see any moxie.
The Bods propose Russell Wilson for Aaron Rodgers 1-for-1. What are your thoughts?
Well, yes, I'd do the trade because he's younger and he's got more long-term potential. But
Drew Lock
right now,
are you doubting Drew Lock right now?
In this year, I'm keeping Aaron Rodgers. He's got elite potential, and I think he's going to win the MVP.
It sounds like you're doubting Drew Lock.
The headline for this interview should read "Swines not confident in Lock."
Oh no!
Stop the presses, okay? Stop the presses.
The boys in the back are already writing it up, bro. I'm telling you.
No. The Swines are abundantly confident in Drew Lock. I think over that Hamilton guy that they played last week.
It was Hinton.
He's gonna bounce back because he just saw that the team is just needing a Drew Lock, man.
Dude,
he's gonna show him what he's got. You
have some serious name remembering issues. I'll tell you what.
It's called
it's
intelligence.
Hamilton. You think I'm gonna remember a practice squad?
Hey, hey, you gotta respect Kendall Hinton.
It's Kendall Hamilton, thank you.
No, it's not. Except for the fact that after the game, he completed one pass and everybody was like smiling and dapping him up. That's a little strange when they got beat by like 33 points or something.
What did you expect? I mean, I don't know.
I would.
He was selling forks last week.
Working at Walmart. Or something. Oh man. I wouldn't want anybody on the Broncos if I was me. Just a team doesn't care about winning or losing. They're just dapping up their quarterback who only completed one pass.
I would say that the only reason that Drew Lock is even a fantasy relevant player, which he's not really, but I guess maybe, I don't know. Maybe if you want 12 points out of your quarterback. But the only reason that Drew Lock's a fantasy relevant player is because he has a star like KJ Hamler to throw to every weekend. He really boosts up his score.
KJ Hamler. Get into that. Are you starting KJ Hamler this playoffs?
Probably not, just because he has such a bad quarterback situation, and he's starting to get routinely beat by Denzel Mims in his score. I will drop some insider information about what we're thinking as a team right now. Frank Gore, he will be in the lineup this weekend.
Yeah.
J.D. McKissick's getting the bump to the bench after getting three touches on Thursday night. And as long as what's his name, LaMichael Pirine isn't coming back, I feel like Frank Gore is good for 9-ish.
So all you need out of the man.
All you need out of the man.
He's projected 9-ish.
Huh?
He's projected 9-ish. So
yeah, exactly. That's fine. I mean, if Kyler gets back to his regular self, DK gets 20 plus, Eckler gets 15 plus, Frank Gore gets 9-ish. We'll be fine.
It's actually, I'm looking at this matchup. Sorry to interrupt. It's actually really interesting. Josh Allen, Kyler Murray are basically projected the same. Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler are basically the same. Obviously, Miles Sanders and Frank Gore are probably of the same talent, I would say.
Time out. The Eagles are playing the Broncos this weekend?
No, the
They're
Eagles.
The Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay, that's better. Carry on.
Well, Green Bay has like arguably the worst rush defense in the league. So
yeah, but I feel like the Eagles won't be winning, so they'll be throwing.
That's true. That's true. They only ran the ball like 6 times or 8 times with Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
On Monday. Anyways, DK, Allen Robinson matchup arguably pretty close. Galladay Perryman's looking pretty close. Anyways, my takeaway was I really think that if everybody's matchup and projected points goes the way, this game comes down to Frank Gore.
We wouldn't have it any other way. Frank Gore's a guy that's been there before, so
eternal. He's never gonna retire. He will be and always was. Have you been pumping him up in the locker room? What you been telling him?
Frank Gore doesn't really need the pump ups these days. He's more of a stoic character. He likes to play chess in the locker room, do his Sudoku puzzles. He's been solving them at a very high rate this week, so we're very excited for what's to come on the field.
I mean, what else could you want from your RB? Would you consider him your RB1, or is that Eckler's spot?
It's definitely Eckler's spot for now. I would say Frank Gore is more of an RB 1.1.
Oh.
Because he definitely has the RB1 skill. No doubt about that.
Right. They gotta love Frank Gore getting the limelight. Anyways, Swines, the question I have about your team here. Obviously, Derrick Henry and AJ Brown are on the same team, so you can basically guarantee one of them is going to do really well because if they can't run, they're going to throw the ball, and if they can't throw it, they're going to run. So
sometimes they both do well.
Yeah, sometimes like last week they both really Derrick went for like 40 and AJ went for like 20 something. So I mean,
yeah, that was ridiculous. Let's just put that.
Had a special teams touchdown, and I didn't even realize. Where do these points come from?
I'll tell you what, there are no special teams yards in play right now. As of right now, I heard Streets telling me, boys in the back sent me a message. I've heard that's going to be mentioned in the off-season discussions on whether to add special teams yards.
I'm in special teams yards. Yes, check. Got my vote.
All right. Well, I heard that'll be bringing up. Anyways, the question I wanted to ask you was, a lot of people think that it's going to really come down to Michael Thomas and Kenyon Drake, because Michael Thomas, he's got really a running back throwing him the ball, and Kenyon Drake he's got a really tough matchup against the Rams this week. Yep. What are you thinking about those two guys? You think they're going to be key performers this week, or do you think they're going to take a back burner and like your other stars are just going to run away with the game again?
I kind of believe that if Kenyon Drake scores over 15 points, I'm winning the game. I don't know if I've lost a game where Kenyon Drake goes off. He's such an ignition for so many things on my team, and I feel like when he plays right, all my other players play right for some reason. So obviously, if we get a touchdown out of him, we're pretty happy, and a handful of yards. But and then Michael Thomas, obviously with Taysom Hill, the freaking tight end, Swiss Army knife, do it all guy. Who knows what's going to happen in their offense? I'd love for him to catch some more slants. We love slants. Give him 5 or 6 of those. If we were in PPR, this wouldn't even be a question. I'd have the first round bye. But he went off 2 weeks ago. Last week was an game.
Mhm.
We're hoping he can find his stride this week and carry that out if we get blessed with the chance to make a run in these playoffs.
For sure. And the boys in the back did some research, and they said from looking at 10 weeks that it appears you've never lost if Kenyon Drake scored more than 10 points.
I believe it. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I remember in the playoffs, that was kind of when I realized when this guy plays well, then we're gonna win. But when he doesn't, I don't know.
Bobby Tonyan, Aaron Rodgers has been talking a lot about old Bobby Tonyan, and he says that they're looking to him at least 2 times in the red zone a game. They're trying to get him the ball because dude's got hands of steel. If that's in his mitts, he's not dropping it. Do you think Tanyan's catching a touchdown this week, or do you think you think it'll be more of a wide receiver game for the Packers?
I don't know. Like as you said, the Eagles gave Russell Wilson some trouble throwing the ball, so it might be tough to get him the ball.
TK had 177 yards against the Eagles.
Okay, yeah, but deal. But I like to think that if my tight end, he's kind of on the same level as my Kenyon Drake going off. If my tight end scores a touchdown, then we're probably also in good shape. So I'd like to think that he'd get a ball. I feel like he's one of those better tight ends. I wouldn't call him elite up there with Kelsey and Kittle, but I feel like he's got the potential to be up there, and he definitely has the target to be thrown to.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, Swines. What are your Bobby Tonyan plans once your boy George Kittle comes back?
Oh,
that's a good question. This move is strictly for playoffs. Obviously, Allen Robinson, he will be missed. We'll see who wins that trade in the long run. Allen Robinson obviously had a very good week last week, so it was bittersweet to watch him play. We missed him, but Robert Tonyan played well. We still, nobody talks about Todd Gurley, which
because he's bad.
Knows? That was a whim. He might be good next year. He might not be. He's only 26. He's had a couple of knee repairs, but so is Allen Robinson. So, and the 2 third-round picks, that could be
Terry McLaurin.
And another Terry McLaurin, because I don't know who else.
Who else? I mean, Chase
Derrick
Claypool.
Back up.
I realized how much fun it was to draft people, and I didn't have a first-round pick, so I just started accumulating picks as well as keeping my team.
Oh, I have a first-round pick if you're interested. I would.
Yeah, you have my first-round pick. I am interested.
Yeah, now let's work out a deal. I'll take AJ Brown. Thanks.
Oh, that's
thank you.
Fair.
You don't get the Mississippi wide receivers. You don't get all. I want the duo. If I had the duo, I'd be unstoppable. But yeah, we'll see. I think Robert Tonyan, and when Kittle comes back, if I'm confident in Tonyan, maybe I move on Kittle. But we'll see. I like having a backup tight end, especially since after all the harrowing experiences this year with trying to deal with Kittle being injured, picking up his backup, and then Chris, for some reason, randomly picking up his backup and making me do a stupid trade before I had to trade for Robert Tonyan.
Seems like some would say that was a wasted trade because
that's a slap on my own wrist, even though Jerick McKinnon was never going to play for the Swines.
You could have gotten Gronk. It was on the table.
Gronk would have had a bye this week, and it wouldn't have helped me out.
Oh. So. Yeah, I know you did that research before you said no to that.
I've seen the future, and I knew that was going to happen. So we did.
If I win this week and Gronk comes back, he's going to be a force.
He will be a force. Obviously the Swines have been known to do plentiful research before trading and adding players. Like I remember rivalry week, they picked up the tight end for Arizona, and the next day he didn't even know he picked him up. So, anyways, this matchup. Last thing I want to say about the matchup, Swines. I mean, like you were saying, you're holding your breath until that Kansas City game. You have nobody that plays after 4 on Sunday.
Scary. I don't like that.
So how many points do you think you want to score by the end of that 4:00 game slate?
As much as I can get. I don't know. I don't know if I can switch over to my app right now to see who exactly I have playing. I don't want to lose the stream, but
Your whole team.
Yeah, you got Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake, Michael Thomas, AJ Brown, Tanyan, Cup, and Higgins right now. You're projected 121.
So I think I'd like to have more than my opponent. I don't know what number that is, but that's what we're going to be working for. So, there's nothing I can do. I just play my players and see how they score. Hopefully, they score more than my other opponent.
That's how we introduced you. We said you were the stoic. I'm holding my head high kind of owner of the big three.
Thank you.
Great answer from that. Frogs, you're the spark plug, honestly, of the big three. You're the passion guy. You're the tone. That's kind of how it's been. In terms of how you think the Swines matchup will play out, I'll ask you about his matchup, and then I'll ask Peyton about your matchup. In terms of how you think the Swines matchup will play out, who's coming out on top? Do you have confidence in your other big three member?
As opposed to the third big three member, who I don't have confidence in, I do have confidence in the Swines. They put a beating on us last week, and we played one of our best games of the season, honestly. So
they kind of smacked you down. You couldn't even cover.
Really disappointing from a Frog standpoint. And we scored like 118 points. I was just like, what are we gonna do? I mean, this team doesn't score more than 120 points. Come on now. So I like the Swines. I think it'll be a real dogfight with the Mafiosos this week because they're carrying half of my old team. So, I'm sure those guys will be the rivalry's still in their hearts.
It's pretty much a rivalry version 2,
Yeah, pretty much.
They still have that hatred.
Is Thielen playing? Do we have the scoop on that?
Yes, I did the research. Thielen is off COVID.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, those guys will definitely be spark plugs for the Mafiosos this week. But yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting matchup. Come down to the wire. I like it within 5 points, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I think it'll be a tight one. Two good squads going at it.
I don't know if I can handle that. The stress will be
so the spread is 3.5 right now for the matchup. I talked about it earlier in the first segment about it's really just choosing who you think's going to win. But if you think it's within 5, one team could cover. Like the Mafiosos could technically cover.
Who's the underdog? The Swines?
The Mafiosos.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because Swines have been putting up tremendous numbers over their projections.
Cool.
Projections, I was talking about earlier, projections for the Swines have no weight in the matter.
I don't look at him.
I agree.
He's either going for like 80 or 160. He's never around 120.
We don't play in the middle, okay? We play in the min or the max.
That's true. Swines are either winning outright every single week or their team's just not doing, and it's that's what you want in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. I roll the dice every week, and sometimes they're coming up 6s, and other times we got some snake eyes.
Anyways,
we got snake eyes.
You said they're within 5, Reed. You're picking the Swines here on the win here?
I'm picking the Swines on the win. Swines on the win. Yeah, that's what I like.
But do you have the moxie enough to choose the Swines to win and the Mafiosos to cover?
I was about to say that, and then I stopped myself.
Here we go talking about covers again. Oh.
It's so easy. I could just teach in 5 minutes.
Quit belittling me.
He knows what covers are. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, I sleep in those, man. Been doing that since I was swaddled in them.
Swaddled?
Oh, swaddled.
Define, please. Define swaddled.
Swaddled in a manger. I don't know. It's a Jesus thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyways, Peyton, now give me your take on the Frogs matchup. Do you think they have any shot against the Big Bad Cox?
What's the line on this game? I haven't looked yet.
The line on this game.
Straight line.
It's 20.5 for the Cox on 250 over under.
Jesus. That's some disrespect right there.
Yeah. I said earlier in the week earlier in the segment that I think that one's probably gonna narrow up. It'll be easier for the Frogs to cover in that one. Anyways, Peyton, before you answer this, who's your daddy has entered the waiting room? So I'm gonna go ahead and admit him.
Yeah, this whole dynamic's about to change.
I will say
We've been going for about 50 minutes before Jack finally got the gall to show up.
Yeah.
That's all right. Daddy's finally here.
Daddy's here. So
You're a little late. I don't know if you know, but we started this at 10.
Huh?
Sounds like you're in your bed right now. I just woke up.
Might have woke up at 9:30.
Oh.
It was like, okay, have 30 minutes. Fell back asleep. Woke up at 10:40. So
Is this a camera, Mr. Daddy?
Huh?
Is this a camera?
I'll get my laptop.
If you could mute and throw on that cowboy hat too for a second. We're asking Peyton right now about about the Frogs matchup this week. So hey, we'll come to you in a second. We'll let Peyton give his take here.
Okay.
So obviously, realistically, you have to favor the Peacocks because their team is built to win, and Reed's team was designed to tank, and somehow he's here. So obviously, I'm gonna side with the Peacocks, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Fighting Frogs pull it out, and at least make it to where Weave's armpits are a little sweaty come Sunday afternoon.
Peyton, I've got a picture for you. I don't know if you've ever seen this before.
Oh no! Hey, you want? Oh, what's that called? Miracle in Frogsville?
I can't see it. You're gonna have to say something.
Miracle in Frogsville. Miracle.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Miracle in
That's why I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt of opportunity to upset, but Queen's team is we built for the playoffs, and you were actively trying to tank.
We just broke down the matchup. All it takes is Frank Gore to score 10 points, and then I automatically win.
all it takes, dude. It's not out of the question because Gibson went for like 33 last week, and
Gibson needs to chill. He can't be scoring 33.
I mean, we all watched it on Thanksgiving. We all watched it. The dude wasn't hit. The holes were the size of Africa when he was running.
That's facts. The Cowboys were terrible.
He didn't even get touched on 2 of his touchdown runs. So I mean, I think he gets held in check this week. It's up to Frank.
Are they playing the Seahawks? Who are they playing?
They're playing. You got real nervous. They're playing Pittsburgh.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome.
So he's going to rush for like 12 yards.
That's perfect. Yeah, easy. Frank Gore's doing better than that.
Yeah. Anyways, you got Mims against Parker. I mean, Devontae Parker's got pretty
Mims is up in the air.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins on the bench, maybe. I don't know.
You know what would be really good for the big three, honestly, is if that Tennessee Browns game was super high scoring and Jarvis was on the receiving end of some of those points.
Jarvis was a happy surprise last week. He's been not pulling his weight all year. Last week he broke out of his shell.
He really broke that 9.8 barrier that I set.
Yeah, so I think we need to talk about the forfeit that was supposed to happen.
Now we're admitting J-Mitch.
I had my hooves crossed.
Who's your daddy? Oh,
you're gonna need to mute one of these things.
Look at the
man. You
man.
look lively this morning.
I have not had my coffee yet.
Me neither, Jack. I don't drink coffee, and I wake up like a normal person.
Sorry, family friendly.
Hey,
Jack gets on here, and I just got to go in attack mode.
I'm trying so hard not to swear at Reed.
Hey, we're good on this is a non-kids podcast. So the swears are good. Maybe hold off on a ton of F-bombs, but we're all here for the content.
Reed, you fucking
I like to present myself as professional.
We can just bleep that out
in these settings.
Yeah, well, Boys in Back will bleep it. They're not bleeping anything. They don't care about this. They're still eating their Arby's biscuits or whatever.
NSFW. Just put that at the beginning.
Not safe for work. What is Jack about to get nude on camera or something?
You never know what's going to happen.
I was completely naked when I first joined the Zoom.
I was like,
You sleep naked? That's actually the biggest story of the day.
Yeah.
No. The biggest story of the day is that the Swines don't believe in Drew Lock.
The swine, that's the storyline. Swines doubting.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Oh, you
Jack,
missed it.
Listen to this. I asked Peyton if he would accept a trade. Aaron Rodgers for Russell Wilson 1-for-1, and he said
All right, stop.
Stop, I'm not done yet.
This is what
He
I
said
said.
he would.
I said
Oh
in
my
a
gosh!
single year league, yes, but obviously in a single year league,
This
I would
isn't a
be
single
holding
year
and
league, though.
fostering
This
and
is
nurturing
dynasty,
Drew
dipshit.
Lock. Yeah, because
Oh
I
my
said I
Taking
wouldn't
Russell
do a
Wilson
trade.
because he's younger, doesn't that mean he's the quarterback of the future and Drew Lock's not?
Mm.
You guys obviously don't understand where I'm coming from, and I'll accept that. You can get your shots in, but just know that I'm not listening.
You're the
Don't
fake
worry.
one I've ever heard of. Holy shit.
All right, Jack. Now that you're here, we can get your take. Obviously, it's been kind of a rivalry week 2.0. We've been talking to them about each other. Anyways, it's kind of your time to shine. We've been talking for about 30 minutes. So we're missing out on some big Mitch takes.
Okay.
We'll start with the Swines versus Mafiosos matchup. How do you think that one's rocking and rolling this week?
Swines.
Okay. Okay.
Swines all the way.
Okay. And
know what they're doing.
yeah. Okay.
Mafiosos haven't been in the playoffs yet.
They
How many
have.
points you got the Swines by?
How many points?
Yeah. It's
Create your own spread.
It's a three.
Reed sucks at spreads, apparently.
Yeah, that was terrible last week.
Does
Reed.
Jack
Disappointed.
submit his spreads? Does he do that?
My favorite spread is cream cheese.
Yes,
I don't know how we keep getting off such topic.
Jack submitted a spread. He hit 4 out of the 6 spreads this week.
That's embarrassing a little bit for me.
This was just honestly just choose the favorites to cover, except for the Jollers and Cheese Boards matchup. That was how it turned out this week. So Jack, I'll give you some context. It's right now it's 3.5.
You shouldn't have done that. I wanted to see what he said.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm looking right now, and it's 131 to 121.
We don't have all day for this, Jack.
Yeah, the over/under is 260. Do you think it hits 260 on this? And Swines
I do. Yes.
You think Swines go for 150 again, and the Mafiosos maybe do like 120 or something?
130 to 134 final score.
Whoa!
I'm not gonna listen to Reed because he sucks at this.
What do you mean? I was the best before last week.
No.
No, you're 7th.
That really changed fast.
Jack is 1 point above you, by the way.
So you're not good either. What do you mean?
I'm better than you. That's all I heard right there. I'm going Swines by 4. I'm gonna go.
That's the same thing I just said.
I'm 1 point better than you.
I said Swines by 4.
I'm gonna go Swines by 4.
Hey, if
124 to 120.
Whoa! The under.
Just made each score 10 points less.
Swines covering on the under is what Big Mitch is saying. All right. That would be wonderful for the the lines makers. They would be making a lot of money on that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you think Derrick Henry's just like unbeatable in the playoffs this year, Jack? Like, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm torn. I haven't looked at his matchups yet.
Oh, it's
good.
after this week. He plays the Browns this week, which will be a little tough. But then after this week, it's the 3 easiest rushing teams in the league.
Then yeah, he's gonna be a force. Michael Thomas is still gonna suck though, like he did all season.
Michael Thomas went for like 18.
In the
last
3
week.
games that he's played,
Yeah, he sucks. AJ Brown, he's gonna eat if what's his name, Ryan Tannehill can just throw.
Oh, that guy,
and get
Texas
off the
A&M.
field.
Dig him, Ryan.
Shut up. This is NFL we're talking about here, not college. We're not even.
I think we need to talk about the Texas A&M.
We're not even gonna cross
Me and
that.
Jack
barrier.
haven't talked
No.
about it yet.
We're not gonna cross this.
No
barrier.
college here. We're exclusively DGFL football fans.
Never
Anyways,
read, you damn idiot.
That's fine.
all right. So you're taking the Swines on this pretty handily. You're thinking.
Yeah, 4 points handle it.
4 points. Okay. Anything else about the Swines matchup before we move on to the Frogs matchup?
Michael Thomas sucks. T. Higgins is not as good as Justin Jefferson. That's about it.
Yeah. Most people would agree with that so far. Justin
The
Jefferson.
numbers would agree with you. No one's arguing.
Yeah, I think the world is pretty convinced. Anyways, all right. I'll preface. I meant to preface this by saying that both of the big three members said that you're not winning your matchup, and that
I'm not winning my matchup. They're
yeah,
so dumb.
in the second.
Here we
round.
go. I told you.
I said
The most
this is what I said, Jack. I said once I pull the upset off versus Gueves this week, it's just a cakewalk to the championship.
It's just a cakewalk. What are you smoking?
I'm smoking.
Are
nothing.
you high over there, Reed?
I looked at your last playoff game and I saw all I needed to see.
It's true. You did lose to Chris.
It was
I don't know if you remember.
bullshit, and a commissioner was out for me and screwed me.
Also, the only reason
You
ever
lost to
beat me is
Chris.
'cause you got lucky in the fourth quarter of the Jets game.
All right,
That's
I have
true.
a bye week. No one else here does.
That's true.
I practically have a bye week next week after I win.
Well, every week for me
You're
is a
not gonna
bye week.
win. Weaves is gonna dick you down with his peacock. You're literally not. You're gonna have feathers up your ass.
Oh man. Okay, we'll get back to that. Jack, I want your take on the on this so-called feathers up the old ass of the Frogs this week. We kind of went over the projections, and it seems like everybody is really kind of in line with each other, except for this Miles Sanders Frank Gore matchup. All right. Just before you talk about anything else, we kind of prefaced it by saying we think Frank Gore wins the Frogs this game if he scores 10 points. You know, do you agree with that?
I don't know. I really don't think so. If you look at Kyler Murray, who's apparently so good, he only had like 8
he
points
is.
last
He's
week.
the number one quarterback in the NFL.
Trace McSorley had more points than him.
Oh no.
He also had 7 more than Lamar Jackson this week. So
Oh.
Lamar didn't even play.
that's because he didn't follow COVID protocols and he has credit.
He didn't even play.
Yeah, Kyler.
And he would break
Kyler,
8 in his sleep.
this is what happens when you don't follow protocols.
Kyler Murray is still the second QB in fantasy right now.
He's the first QB. What are you talking about?
Oh, he is.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, it's Mahomes is
It
up
changed?
by 10 right now.
Hey, Jack, who's your quarterback? What's his ranking?
Huh?
Well,
Lamar
let's-
Jackson.
Boys in
Yeah,
the
what's his
back.
ranking? Why don't- Tell me what he's
MVP.
ranked. I'll go look for you, actually.
Boys in the back. Lamar is not even on the first scroll bar.
Jack, that's a little embarrassing. for a team.
He's the MVP last year. He's taking a breather this year.
I think he's
got
Kyler was the
tweets off.
Heisman. 2 years ago.
he's behind Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, Kirk stepped up this past week.
That's true. He did.
Kirk was on your bench, wasn't he?
Maybe, maybe, but we're not talking about that.
Yeah,
All
we're
right, we're
back to
talking
the
about
Frogs.
Bummy ass team.
Yeah, back to the Frogs.
Frank Gore. Really?
Frank Gore's good.
Really? How desperate are you?
Frank Gore scored 12 and 10 in the last 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Wow, that's really good for a running back.
It is. It's the best we've got.
And Gronk is out. That's what really sealed the deal for me there.
I picked up Tyler Eifert. He's an elite tight end.
So I guess the Swines and the Frogs are just swapping Tyler Eifert. I guess Swines actually made like a power play and traded for a decent tight end for Green Bay. You know, because Jay Sternberger sucks ass. So Peyton got the
he's in the youth
starting
academy
tight
still.
end. Huh?
He's in the youth academy still for the Frogs. He's working his way up to first
The
team.
youth academy? Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Jack's Youth Academy. He doesn't have one because they come out and play like the best
Jack's youth academy is
wide
a
receiver on their team.
They come out as the best rookie of the year. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
It's also because you have no more youth coming in for the next 2 years. So.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Okay. Anyways,
All right.
Yeah, Zeke's really good, Jack. He's going to be really good.
let's go back to this matchup. Last thing we could talk about this matchup, and then we could get into some other nanigans. It's right now it's 20.5 Peacock favorites on 250 is the matchup, Jack. What do you think goes on in that matchup? We're trying to take all the money from the lines makers.
I think the Peacocks win. You said it was 250?
250.
Okay, I think the Peacocks get 150 and Reed doesn't break 100.
Wow.
It's gonna
I
be
think that's what
embarrassing when I
happened.
score 145, Jack.
That's the makings of the slam of the week.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not the slam of the week. I talked
Thank
about it earlier. I actually said the frogs were the slam of the week. Yeah. I think the Peacocks are real overrated, not gonna lie.
I mean, they are, but like, did you see them last week?
Yeah. Well,
Did you see 'em the
obviously
week
the slam
before?
of the week might change as I think the lines makers are going to be making that easier for the frogs to cover, and it'll be harder for the Peacocks. Well, overall, I think. Anyways, you have the Swines winning and the Peacocks winning this week, Jack. You have arguably the easier side of the bracket.
That's
Yeah.
debatable.
So, do you think the Peacocks are anything to be reckoned with if they come out of the first round?
Like you said, I think they're a little overrated. But I don't think they're overrated to the point where they don't beat Reed because his team sucks. He's starting Frank Gore and Tyler Eifert.
I'm also starting DK Metcalf. I don't know if you know who that is. And Austin.
That's not Tyreek Hill, is it? No. So yeah, you're excited over there for 26 points. Who gives a shit? Tyreek put 55.
I bet Tyreek gets 12.
Tyreek doubled DK's points. He literally doubled them.
I'm gonna go find the week where
He
DK
scored the
got
same
more.
amount as DK in the first quarter.
And you're not helping the cause.
Dude, I'm objective here. I'm sorry, bro.
But no, because
Oh,
I get this bye week. I'm coming back. I get all my Ravens players back. I get Christian McCaffrey back. I'm chilling.
Some would say that McCaffrey might not even be playing the rest of the season, and they're just going to pull the plug on the season. What do you say to them?
I agree. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll start Mike Davis. Mike Davis is solid.
Wouldn't it be sick if you had maybe a number 3 receiver instead of an injured running back? Maybe.
No, because then after I win this year and then I win next year because of this injured running back, I'll be fine.
What if he retires from concussion problems?
Oh, he hasn't had a concussion.
But he knows what happened to Luke Kuechly, and he just.
You're so dumb.
Okay. Anyways, we gotta get the Swines into this discussion. He's sitting over there stoically.
Angry.
Hi, Swines.
I was just gonna let those two go at it. I like to sit back like a king watching his subjects or bicker.
That makes a whole lot of sense, actually. He does have. He is the only player in here that's nickname is King Henry. So I mean, it makes
What
sense.
about Kyler Murray? His name is King Frog.
No, I don't think that's it.
Sir.
Tyreek Hill, best dad. I'm gonna change that right now.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's a little-
sus.
Yeah, not good.
Huh? Isn't he?
Not
He's the
great,
one that
Jay.
beat his kid, right?
I think, yeah, he did beat his kid. Yeah, that was him.
One best dad.
Congrats. Congrats to
Cause-
Tyreek Hill for
Because
that.
Kareem Hunt, the other chief,
Congrats on the character.
because Kareem Hunt's the one who beat his girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah, he kicked her or something.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
Jack.
He kicked the shit out of her.
Oh my. Okay, let's not talk about that anymore. So Jack, we already talked about the toilet bowl. Who's your favorite toilet bowl team this year?
To win the whole thing.
Yeah. You think the Jollers are repeating toilet bowl here?
I'm going Weenie Wolves
Weenie Wolves.
all the way.
Okay.
All
They
the
have
way.
they have a tough matchup this week, dude. They got the Duckies that you just took a
Yeah,
dump on.
No,
If the Weenie Wolves
Duckies are
beat the Duckies,
so
I would be
bad.
so happy.
They didn't even break 100 points.
Yeah, so the Swines and the Duckies have been on the same page this year in terms of projections not mattering at all for them. Because the Duckies always underperform, the Swines are always overperforming,
Yeah.
So no, not the Frogs. The Frogs usually hover around their projections.
That's so cap.
They're always around
Frogs
100.
have been
100.
underdogs in every single game we've.
Well, yeah, because you're always projected like 100 or 105, 110,
but I'm winning games, so I'm outperforming projections.
Yeah, I don't know how you're winning games. Didn't you?
I have a 35% chance to win this week. I think that's the highest I've had in a long time.
I mean, you did lose to the Pillows.
That was
so
embarrassing.
their only win of the season. So
That was a little bit embarrassing, a tad bit. We're past it. We're in the playoffs. Should have beat Jack. Jack got bailed out by the Jets. That's all.
Oh, your team sucks.
Yeah, they suck. They suck. They scored 134 against you, and I should have won, but the Jets had 4 total yards of offense in the fourth quarter.
It's okay. You still lost.
Yeah, you got bailed by the Jets.
No, that's irrelevant. All right, let's continue.
We have a statement from the Weenie Wolves. This is always great to talk about. Usually don't get this during a show, so I feel like I have to read it out.
Where are you getting this information from, actually?
Group chat. I just saw it.
No.
Oh man.
Boys the boys in the back are sending me this stuff. I don't know who's back there. I've only really seen them twice. One when they gave me my RB sandwich this morning, and the second time when they gave me my brand new Peloton bike machine. Yeah. For Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's what we do.
Is this podcast sponsored by Peloton or something? Or are they gonna play that weird commercial where the girl's on the bike every morning?
Hey, we're options open here, Jack. Options open. Peloton.
Not sponsored by Bojangles.
The Bods might be sponsored by Bojangles.
The Bods.
Anyways, back to the point. Peloton Arby's, we'd love a sponsorship. I'd love to eat Arby's on a Peloton if that's possible.
I don't think that goes well.
Sounds counterintuitive.
Anyways, statement is, we at the Weenie Wolves take a pride in the stat guys we have hired for our front office. Looks like they really paid off for us this time. That is in relation to them hitting every single spread this week.
Gosh, they have such a great
So I would just have to ask why he's not using the stat guys on his own lineup. That's my question.
The stat guys probably don't even want to touch his own lineup.
Oh, stat guys on his own.
I'd be more concerned about the trades if I was the Weenie Wolves. Like they need to get a guy like their stat guy to do their trades.
Maybe they should let the stat guy take over as GM. I don't know.
Is that Jack Hurry or Willie?
Oh. Willie doesn't want to move and watch football.
Willie?
Yeah, I sure hope it's not Willie.
I mean, that way it keeps the tradition. We still get a bye week.
I don't need another team named the Bear or something. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, we saw on Twitter that there's announcement incoming from.
I've got some really bad news for you guys about this Twitter announcement. I was in communication with the owner of DeBear Necessities last night, and one of his messages said, "Do you have any good team name ideas?" So I have pretty low expectations to come up with.
No.
You got to come up with that yourself, man. It's a rite of passage.
It seemed like he already had a team name, which is how our conversation started, and it ended with, "Do you have any team name ideas?"
That's tough.
He doesn't have a team name. He's just hyping up that it's going to be cool with no ideas.
That's really tough. We really need better branding from the Bare Necessities.
We really do. It's really sad.
No comment.
Also, Jack, I know you didn't watch the last episode that me and Peyton did, but I said you had the worst name and branding in the league.
We were at the Whitewater Center.
Yeah, I'm saying you're going to get trademarked for that one.
Oh.
No.
That guy, our guide, is going to come after you hard.
Yeah.
I think his name was like Matt or something.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm going to find him. I'm going to let him know what's going on.
For everybody, as long as this story doesn't involve any I don't know, not safe for listeners talk, feel free to indulge us on this screaming turtle backstory,
Yeah, so reading out
big three
on
retreat.
the raft, things were getting hot and heavy at the Whitewater Center. They started clapping cheeks.
Oh. No.
What do you think happened? Like we were at the Whitewater Center, we're on the rafts, we're just cruising. We're cruising. Actually, Peyton, there were 3 girls sitting on the side or whatever watching us.
Oh.
And then Peyton was like,
Oh yeah.
Hey, He was like, hey.
Yeah, I remember that.
Going
And
past
the
the truth realm.
The guy was like, all right, we're going to do this thing called the Screaming Turtle. And I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we all start pedaling on the right side. We're all shoveling water. And then we have to scream while we're going in circles and go down the little rapids.
Mhm.
And then he was like, that's the Screaming Turtle. I was like, that's
Mm.
fucking sick. So then I was like, what if I changed my team name from Boats and Hose? Because I have a girlfriend now. I can't put her on there. That's like
Cool, man. Sweet.
I really, really wanted Peyton to get a girlfriend. That way I could just put her last name as my team name. But
Let's talk about that. Peyton, how's that going?
The Swines opted to focus on the playoffs, and then come the new year, we'll reopen that.
It's cuffing
But we'll
season.
put it at a solid not going.
It's cuffing season, bro. You need to get a lady friend cuddle up with on these cold winter nights.
yeah, you're
You
gonna
would
get
think it's
cold
cuffing
alone.
season, but
And Drew can't cuddle with you. He'll be on the couch.
yeah, he's got a broken neck. Shad. Well, Swines, we'll worry about our personal life when our season's over. So next week or 3 weeks, who knows?
Shit just got depressing.
Yeah, I didn't want to open this basket of. Didn't wanna
you
go
did,
here.
though. You did. You were like, oh gee, thanks. That was all you. I wasn't gonna cross that threshold.
All right.
Well,
And you said something.
the frogs are the one who opened up the question.
Yeah. I was just.
How we were leaving it. That was not going to happen. Peyton opened the door, and I just walked right through.
I'm locking the door next time. I'm deadbolting and then turning the thing on the back of the knob. You're getting both locks.
Like Ches just got a girlfriend.
Oh, who's his girlfriend?
I followed her on Instagram. You remember when he was like, she just sent me a picture of everyone that's. I was one of those people.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was-
I remember that. Boys in the Back told me about that, of course. I didn't. see-
Weaves has a girlfriend. That's something.
I don't believe. Is that true? Is that a true
That's
thing?
true.
Pretty
Oh my God.
Weaves has a girlfriend. Me does. Matt Don does. I do. Giller,
Ryan.
Ryan.
And would it be quicker to announce who doesn't have a girlfriend?
You.
No.
Me and Chris.
I believe Hunter has some interests.
No way.
It's probably that kicker for Vandy.
So,
Anyways,
Peyton and Griffin, right?
Griffin, yeah, he doesn't have a girl.
Yeah.
And Yeen, you forgot Yeen.
Oh, Yeen. Yeah. No comment.
no comment. Hey, we always love the Turtles giving us no comments. Anyways, completely off tangent. Boys and Back sent me another piece of info. Lots of things are coming out now that the season's over. Pillas have taken the highest odds for number one pick apparently in the lottery next year. They finished with 2 less points than the Weenies, so that's something apparently. So Pillas, unless something crazy happens, we're looking at the Pillas with the highest odds for that number one overall. They'll need it. Their team is doo-doo.
I'm really proud of the Pillows this year. Me and him at the beginning of the season had an amicable battle for these lowest points, and then it didn't really work out for me in the way I wanted it to. But I guess the playoffs is a good consolation prize. But
well, I'm not sure if you all listened to the Pillas overreaction Tuesday.
I actually haven't yet because I had a final, but I want to
Later today.
It's all good. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'll summarize it. Basically, the Pillas. Yep.
I need to say something because I'm currently sitting outside the Swine facilities right now. I got to go hit the gym with the boys.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off early.
For sure.
And I really got to pee, so I got to. But I'd like to thank our gracious host, podcast host number 1. That's you. You still don't have a name, so
Appreciate
I'm going to continue to bring up how you need a title.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever. I'm a man of many names. I'll figure something.
But thanks for having me to the Big 3. I'm glad that we could have a talk, even if it was just for 20 minutes, because Jack has no form of punctuality. And I will see you guys next week in the playoffs, all of you, because we're all going to make it. Big three for life.
Well, hey, if the big three get through, we may have another big three segment.
I'll be here for it. I'll be on time, too.
Yeah, I plan to be on time as well. Thank you.
I do not plan to be on.
We know. All right.
Peace out.
I got to
Have a good workout. Don't hurt yourself, bitch.
Thanks, man.
Oh my God. Always good to have the Swines on. Classy man.
The rumors that the Swines owner is bigger than DK Metcalf now.
I would like to decline those rumors.
Have you seen him shirtless? He is
can't-
a Greek god chiseled out of marble.
You can't decline rumors.
No, they're declined. DK Metcalf is uncomparable.
You can't decline rumors. That's not how they work.
That's what just happened. So
Okay.
we're effectively dead now. We can move on.
Anyways, I totally forgot what I was asking.
It was definitely about the Pillars.
Oh yeah. Neither of y'all have watched it yet. That's okay. You know, it was one of the more monotonous shows. Didn't really have anybody on for the bet section, and then Gilla came on. Everybody knows about his voice. It's known around the world for being talk like this all the time. You know, it's all right. Hey, we saw his mom. We saw it. It's great show.
That's wholesome. Did he show his dog?
No, we did not see the dog. It's fine, you know.
Yeah, he got a stray dog.
Mm,
His girlfriend picked up a stray dog.
that's kind of weird.
It wasn't chipped or anything. They took it everywhere. No one wanted it. It was like, I'll take it. Dog.
Was that Gilla? Was he on your voice?
That was him.
I
that
swear I
was-
just heard it. Did he call in?
I guess so. I guess he beeped in when Peyton left, but
Oh, okay. Anyways, I totally forgot what I was gonna say about the Pillars. I had some point I was gonna make about the Pillars.
bummy.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing his classic overreactions. He was, I think he was basically saying that. I think he was saying that the Swines were gonna win it all. So I mean,
It's because he feels bad.
yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
He feels bad.
Pillars were on the mouth because they won. Apparently, they won the battle for first overall pick. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I asked Reed about it earlier. About he said the Pillars said that the Frogs would be the best team in the league if they never traded Kelsey and Thielen. What do you think about that, Jack? You think?
I still think it would be the Turtles.
Okay.
The Turtles aren't the best team in the league, anyways. So I don't know what you're
Hey,
talking about.
who's the best team in the league? Reed?
I think if you look at the standings, the Bods are the best team in the league.
Frogs have more, or the Turtles have more points for.
Yeah, but you're not the first seed.
I'm the first in my division. And it's more
All that
than you.
matters.
Yeah, but you're the second in the league, and we're talking about the league.
Division 1's harder.
That is true. Division One's harder. I've heard.
That's
I
a lie.
taken the
That's not
matter, of
true.
course.
I actually have a somewhat competent rival, and not the Jay Jollers. Okay, the Jay Jollers.
So, time out. The Jay Jollers and your rival finished in about the same spot, so I don't know what you're talking about right now.
My rival is so much tougher than J Rod's rival. It's
You talked a lot of crap on your rival to be backing up his goodness.
Oh,
right?
I mean, the Duckies finished the same as the Jollers, and the Jollers' only injured player was probably like one dude the whole season, whereas the Duckies are starting like two running backs on the same team.
Joe Mixon's elite, and he hasn't been there.
Joe Mixon's garbage.
It's so
Joe
good,
Mixon is so bad.
so good. You kidding me?
Oh, I'm a Joe Mixon hater.
I am too. He sucks.
Anyways, the final question, I was hoping to ask this, but time got away from us. I was hoping to ask this with Peyton here, but I'm sure we already talked about it on Rival Week, about this new possible league restructuring that may happen. I asked the Pillars. This is what the Pillars name was for. I asked the Pillars about it. Kind of got into like, do you think that the commissioners should just if this happens to pass and it goes to 4 divisions, do you think the commissioners should just do a hands-off approach and let everybody decide their rivals on their own, or do you think it should be like they should even it out and weight the divisions well?
Don't even it out. Okay, here's what I'm saying. I'm
Okay.
saying you let people pick on their own because the big 3 is auto a division, which we picked. And for me, playing Jack twice a year is pretty much just 2 extra wins that I might not have otherwise. And playing Peyton twice a year is always a good time. So I think
I'm going to butt fuck you.
Oh my God.
Jack, I don't know if you know this, but the only time you've ever beat me is when the Jets had 4 yards in the fourth quarter. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit of luck from you. There, so.
I'm well aware. Back when you had Christian McCaffrey.
No, actually, that was this year. This is what I'm talking
Watkins.
about. When you had
last
Christian
year.
McCaffrey.
You
I'm talking
should
about
not
the time
won.
the Jets had 4 yards in the fourth quarter.
High five. You still lost. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
by like 2 though, because the Jets had 4 yards in the
Oh,
fourth
so
quarter.
did you win? Did you
I
win?
think your problem is that you have players on the Jets.
I don't think
Exactly.
I think that's my strength.
That's not your strength.
I could start 3 players on the Jets this weekend.
And you would lose.
I would win.
Are you really trying to lose? Like you
if
made
you
the
start-
playoff. Might as well try to get a little further. Like,
Yeah.
here's about your draft pick.
If you start 3 Jets, please tell me before the spreads are set on Sunday, because I want to bet against you.
I think I have 3 Jets in right now.
I'm betting against you every day of the week.
Let me check. I don't know if I took
You
Mims
got
out.
Frank Gore, Mims. Who else?
Rashad Perriman.
Oh, you do have Perryman in.
Yeah, I have 3 Jets in right now.
Oh my.
Yo, you're done.
I have the whole Jets offense. Who are they playing?
I mean,
the
Joe
Raiders.
Flacco
The
is.
Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders. The Raiders have a pretty stout defense, actually.
No, they have the little green. It's green on sleeper.
I mean, they do well against the Chiefs, so I just assume they got a pretty good defense. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, Jack, what do you got to say about the league restructuring? Reed wants the big 3, no commissioner fingers in the pudding. What are you thinking, Jack? You agree with that?
I'm all in on the big 3 division. It's like we already dominate the league as it is. It's just facts. We're the big 3.
Yeah, I do a lot of dominating.
If one commissioner took it away from me again, I would have to consider leaving the league, or at least
Oh no.
him in the hat to be.
Wait, we need to consider that.
I have been screwed so many times by this commissioner one time.
Can you name some instances? I would like to hear them.
The kickers and defenses.
Yeah, that was a good decision. Okay.
No bye week in the playoffs.
You have a bye week right now.
The last year.
Yeah, but we changed it because of you.
I'm pretty sure that's a league decision, by the way.
Yeah, it was. But I should have had it last year too.
Technically, you should have.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been if you're playing in the 8th seed, it seems like it's probably essentially a bye in practice.
Especially when it was the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears scored.
This was back when Carson Wentz was somewhat competent and could throw a pass to Zach Ertz, but now he just sucks.
Oh, he does suck, and Zach Ertz also sucks.
So you lost to 2 guys that suck.
Well, they weren't sucky last year. They were only partially
Sure.
sucky.
For sure. You got
Okay.
a really good team. I would.
So if the big 3 got to choose their own division, this would mean that.
Yeah,
It
me,
really-
me, Peyton, and J Rod.
I'll lay out all my divisions for you. These
Okay,
are
lay them out. I'm writing them down. Boys in the back are writing them down.
me, Jack, Peyton,
Okay, Division 1.
Division 1. Giller, Chris, and
Griffin.
who else do I want to throw in there? Who else sucks?
Griffin.
Griffin. Giller, Chris, and Griffin. That's a
Okay.
division. I want to
That's
see
like-
one of them in the playoffs every
It's
year.
like the NFC East.
Yeah, we got it. If you make them all even, what's the fun in saying that the divisions
Well-
are even?
That's my point. That's my point. Is like it's uneven now, but think about it. Like
I want Rod, Matt Don, and Gueves.
Squeeze.
And then Hunter, Ches, and who else is left?
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, that's perfect. That works out perfect.
That's mine.
Every division, every team in every division is the same goodness, except the big 3 division where Jack's a lot worse than me and Peyton.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. The thing is, if we did a hands-off approach, obviously me not being, this is external, of course, unbiased. Am I lagging? Am I good?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. This is external, unbiased. I have no part in the league other than the bets. It would, I assume it would be best if the divisions were based on people who talked the most and like interacted and like actually wanted to beat other people, because I think that's what the rivals this year got into a bit tricky, because only really two sets of the rivals really were going at each other, like swines and frogs obviously, and then the bods jollers are really the only two rivals that like actually held some sustenance, because the turtles beat down on the duckies every week.
I tried to like incorporate him. I tried. He wouldn't give me anything. I don't even know if he's on his Twitter at all anymore, and it breaks my heart because I was really hoping he'd throw some jabs out there, and then I just dick him down and then
Well,
quiet. But
it's because he's too busy
Sucks, Jack.
slide into that kicker's DMs or whatever. I don't know.
did you see how far she kicked it? If we still had kickers and defenses, holy shit, she would be on my team.
Well, I didn't want to mention this obviously because this would really hurt the commissioner's point of view, but Younghoe Koo or whatever his name is, he has scored more than
Ridiculous.
he's scored more than most of the top 12 wide receivers in the last 3 games.
Not Tyreek Hill though.
Not Tyreek Hill because of that one game. He would have if Tyreek didn't go for 50.
No.
Let's look past this 55-point week, Jack. Let's
I don't know
consider
if we can. I
Huh?
don't know if we can read.
Yeah, we definitely can. Actually, I can't because it got me in the playoffs, but you can.
All right. Well, we're looking at about an hour and 35 minutes. Might be the longest podcast.
Yeah,
we've
this
done.
was like I would blame Jack for showing up late, to be
I
honest.
think it probably is because Jack showed up late. It's probably
I
also
thought
because
it was over. I was like, oh shit, I missed it.
Well,
Then
we
I
were almost
tried
done, I
to
thought,
Zoom
and
and I
then
was like, oh.
yeah, we probably had about 10 minutes. It probably would have been only an hour had you not joined, but we got another 40 minutes of content out of you, which is, that's all we needed.
I'll be the co-host. I'll be non-biased.
Yeah,
Hey,
nobody asked you that.
Boys in the back, I'll tell you what, Jack. Boys in the back, they've been talking. They really want you as a regular appearance on Overreaction Tuesday. They really liked your takes, really liked your preparation.
I feel like Giller probably had better takes on Overreaction Tuesday.
Gilla had great takes. He didn't have that spice that Jack really brought in there. He was wearing his sleeve. Have you even watched it yet?
No, I just know
Watch
that
it.
Giller's name.
You haven't even watched it yet. No, Gilla gave some great answers. Honestly, we're having him back on in the future because dude's an absolute sniper on the spreads. Like he is 70% on spreads, like absolute sniper. So
The only reason I'm near Reed right now is because I missed a week. I forgot.
it is true. You missed a week.
Me too. I
mean-
missed last week. I forgot to put my picks in.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks there was some leniency, opened it up a little late, but as of right now, I've seen that it's just locking right as that game starts. So Swines, Peyton only has 1 point out of 30 possible wins. So it's because he's only done the first week, and he didn't even set his lineup then. He just sent in put the favorites and the overs on every single one. Anyways, I'm wrapping this thing up. Hour 37 minutes. This is going to be the longest one. Unscripted Spicy Boi Thursday. Like I said earlier in the podcast, let me know you're living. Let me know you're chilling out on Twitter. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'll close that after you guys leave. My bad. That's a little awkward. Thank you both for for joining in. Big Three, always great to have you. If you guys can all squeak out a win, we'll have you all on next week too, possibly, depending on how the scheduling turns out.
Jack, don't let us down, Jack.
How about you try to win? How about
Yeah,
that?
I'm not really worried.
I bailed you out last week, dipshit. I can't do that this week.
I don't. Yeah, you know what? Frank Gore. We did the math. Frank Gore 10+.
The Bonds bailed out Reed to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they did.
It was me.
It was both of you.
It was both of you. The Frogs really didn't give themselves any favors.
No.
Well, I did myself a lot of favors, and then Derrick Henry scored 40. And
All right.
Then Tyreek Hill scored 5.
Okay.
and put you out.
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate
Matt
you
Dunn,
both.
or
Have a safe weekend.
Mr. Host, thank you
Yeah.
for having us on. I
For
appreciate
sure. For
Okay.
sure. Always a pleasure. Looking forward to see how these playoffs turn out. Make sure to get your picks in. It's Sunday this time, not Thursday night. There's no Thursday game. So you guys have the full weekend to kind of think those through.
Texas
Final.
A&M at Auburn, 11 a.m.
Stop. We know it. We know it.
ESPN.
We don't do it. If you're gonna shout anybody out, shout out
Thanks for
Arby's.
the invite, Reed.
I'll be there. Jack, you want to come?
No,
Actually, you not?
All right, get out of here. Get out of here.
just call me. Just call me.
Get out of here.
We'll FaceTime each other in the big 3 group chat.
FaceTime in the big 3. Get out of here.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Oh my god. Always great having those guys on there. Sorry, I'll close out now. This has been way too long, but I mean, that's what I get for unscripting this. It was fun though. It was fun. I mean, do the Swines have no faith in Drew Lock? What is that? I mean, honestly, after hearing that, the Swines might be dead. Honestly, the Swines might be dead if their locker room gets a take on that, craziness at every corner when we talk to the big 3. Closing out, spreads, they'll be out on Sunday probably at 11:59 or 12:59. Anyways, we appreciate everybody listening in. I had something I was gonna say for the closing, but I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Spicy Boi Thursday. Let me know you're living. Let me know you're active. Let me know you're having a spicy life out there. Hit me up at official DGFL on Twitter. # Spicy Boi Thursday. Send me pics. Send me, what are you eating for lunch? What are you eating for dinner? Obviously, this might come out after lunch. Let me know what you're eating, snacking on. PB&J, chicken wings. Let me know. I want to know. We appreciate everybody who sent in for Overreaction Tuesday on Twitter. In the future, we might have call-ins, so be on the lookout for that. Playoff time is looming. Can the Swines beat the Mafiosos? That'll be a tough one for them. Can the Peacocks beat the Frogs? That'll be a tough one, honestly. Anyways, appreciate you all. Have a safe weekend, and keep that virus out. It takes all of us. All right. I'm logging off. Thanks for listening in. Dirty Slam out.